Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and if you like what you hear, what you see, the type of conversations that we are having, please do not hesitate to hit that red subscribe button and stick around for a while. If you are a returning subscriber, you know that I love you guys and very much appreciate the fact that you are here. It seems like after Check It TV went down to the Prosser campground and was able to recover so many of Kiely's items at the bottom of the water, that AWP felt the need to jump on some pretty big channels, answer some questions, and clarify some things as much as they can during an open investigation and with the respect that they have for this case. Now, I'm going to state this right off the bat. Doug mentioned no NDA. Okay, they have not been told what not to or what they can actually state from what I'm understanding. So the fact that they're not just coming out and telling us every single thing that they heard from not only Nick the roadside guy, but just in their entire experience there, really goes to show the integrity of these men, because they could really be spilling the hottest tea ever right now, and they're closing their mouths. They went around to Zav and Grizzly and Duty Ron and answered some questions, and I found some new information in these conversations that my brain didn't have before, and I want to go over it. SF Investigates posted on Twitter a few hours ago that there was a separate dive team that had tanks and gear that came in and dove down in the water and found even more of Kiely's things. Now, this is not a law enforcement search group, and he makes it very clear in the tweets. I'm going to place them here for you to read. Check It TV seems like he's happy that there's other things being recovered by other people, because I guess it seems like that means more people actually care, since we see law enforcement don't seem to give a crap whatsoever. And he then responded to the situation stating that he would no longer be going down into the waters unless he was specifically asked by Kiely's family. And we do know that the last time that he was over there, and I believe this was yesterday, could have been the day before, that Kiely's dad was actually there with him, talking with him, and sitting there with him on the shore for hours. And I believe Zav Girl has a connection in the area. I believe the lady's name is Verna. She went out there to walk around and try to give some support to Check It TV. And she said when she got out there that Kiely's dad was already at the waters, just sitting there, just staring into the water. I cannot even fathom what this man must be feeling right now. And today is the celebration of life for Kiely. And I really hope they do it up big, because she definitely deserves it. First, I'd like to go over what notes I took for the interview that lovely Grizzly did with Nick Wren. And of course, the first question that was asked, because we care about these cases, and we care about the people that care enough to put their lives on the line to help solve these cases. So the first question that Grizzly asked, of course, was if Nick was okay. Because this man is an over 10-year Army sergeant, and his emotions on his face told you everything that you needed to know about what he saw down there. He's okay. He knows that this job is going to entail seeing some pretty grim things, and He seems to be putting his emotional turmoil aside in order to make sure that he does something he deems worth it. And I definitely commend him for that. I commend all of them for that. Did you guys know that they have about 3,500 cases of missing people that they're looking into? Possibly going to work on all of them? 3,500. Holy crap. He confirms he did not notice the strap. The world, everyone on YouTube and everyone trying to just get some sense and common sense out of this entire situation are the ones that basically informed AWP that this strap, belt, something was sticking out of the back of Kiely's Honda. And he didn't like it. He doesn't understand it, and it seems like he basically feels the same way about it that we do on the suspicion level. Grizzly also brought on Check It TV so that he could have a conversation with Nick, and while he was at the actual location where Kiely's vehicle was found on the live, he was able to do a compare and contrast of the water levels of the reservoir with him being there at that current time versus the way that Nick recalled the water levels being whenever they were there during the search and rescue. There were parts of this area that Nick very clearly stated he was able to put his boat in, that now with, I don't know the guy's first name with Check It TV, but now with him standing there, are completely dry. Now Check It TV apparently also knows someone who works, I believe he called them a hydrologist or something like that. They work with the reservoirs, and they are part of the departments that try to like handle all the situations with levees being opened for flooding, other reservoirs being dumped into natural places during droughts, things like that. Not only was the area in sort of a drought situation with the water levels already going down, but this man-made reservoir here at Prosser also apparently gets dumped into Lake Tahoe whenever Lake Tahoe needs to be filled up some. So, am I right to believe that if Check It TV hadn't gone out there and seen this stuff now, that in a couple of weeks it would have been like not even underwater anymore? Because it's almost like, I think they said about 4 feet lower, maybe more, than it was just a few weeks ago when AWP was out there. And it already is not far from the shoreline as it was, and now with the water levels going down even farther, it's even less water to get to the area from the actual shoreline. Is this stuff, was it just going to end up being on the shoreline eventually? Like, geez, I don't understand why they just did not go down there from the very beginning. How do you complete an investigation and say that the area where the vehicle and a deceased person was found is clear, and you don't even go back down into the water, knowing you tumbled that thing around in order to be able to pull it out? Where's the common sense, man? When Grizzly asked him about the placement of Kiely in the back hatch part of the SUV, he did state that where her body was found would not normally and only be a reason to call it foul play. But he makes an extremely good point when he states something along the lines of, when you see things and they don't look normal, you just know. When you see things and something just doesn't look right, you just know. What you're going to find here is a lot of these questions just cannot be answered because this is an ongoing investigation. So when asked if she was clothed, can't answer. When asked about the gear the vehicle was in, cannot answer. When asked if the articles of clothing, the hoodies, and the black bodysuit were anywhere noticeable, can't answer. We have to just understand the fact that some of these things are being kept a mystery to the public because they absolutely have to. And while, again, it is totally okay for us to come up with theories and try to figure things out, none of us have got it figured out. We have no idea what we are even looking at here. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and you'll see me soon. Bye, y'all.